KBC is a very unique location. We're pretty much like, I want to call it probably the first ever K-pop oriented training facility. And what we provide is vocal training, dance training, producing, makeup styling, and we have fitness and all kinds of stuff to pretty much custom train for individuals to become an idol. And we're not an agency, we're not a label, but what we do is train the trainees for 16 weeks. We call it App 16, and we train them for 16 weeks. They're given an opportunity to basically have a label audition for like one of the agencies or multiple agencies depending on what the trainee is needing and wants. In the between, we do like midpoint evaluations, mock auditions. Once they do finish the 16 weeks, they're gonna be basically holding private label auditions with multiple agencies. We also have JYP coming up in February, and then we also have Hype America, which is also going to be happening sometime in end of February. And then we have D-Nation that is also going to take a look at it after 16 weeks. Really depends on the agency. So for instance, like if it's Hype America and they're trying to debut a group here, then they don't have to go to Korea. They're going to be debuting here. But if it's like obviously JYP or some sort of agency that's coming from Korea, then I'm assuming they're trying to debut in Korea. In that case, then they need to go to Korea.
프로듀싱 자체에서는 이제 저희가 인트로덕션 같은 느낌으로 더 많이 하고 있어요. 프로덕션에 필요한 사람들이 어떤 사람들이 있고, 그리고 그 프로세스가 어떻게 되며, 그리고 이 친구들이 어차피 프로덕션을 해야 돼요. 왜냐면 여기 와서 막 오디션부터 해서 이제 약간 프로듀스 101 같은 그런 경험을 하게 해주려고 하는 거예요. 그래서 미션곡을 선택을 해서 커리어도 배워서 준비하고 노래도 녹음해보고, 한국 같은 경우에는 이제 아카데미나 이런 것들이 실용음악 학원이나 이런 데서 되게 잘 돼 있는데 미국에서는 되게 잘 쉽지가 않아요. K-팝에 대한 관심이나 이런 건 되게 많이 늘고 있는데 이제 그런 것들에 대한 필요는 있는데 이제 공급이 없으니까 필드에서 정말로 작업하시는 분들을 이제 모시고 그분들의 이제 경험이나 이런 것들을 이제 저희가 프레임 안에 넣어서 이제 프로그램을 만들고 그런 변화들이 이제 시작하는 단계인 것 같아요. 하이브가 제일 선두주자인 부분이 있는 것 같아요. 예전부터 이제 그런 트라이들이 조금 있긴 했었어요. 뭐 SM이나 JYP도 여기서 이제 현지 오디션도 계속 있기도 하고. 하지만 뭔가 이렇게 오르가나이즈 되거나 체계적으로 이렇게 됐던 적은 없고. 그리고 무엇보다 여기에 있는 이제 대중들이 그거를 필요로 하고 이제 원하는 시점이 온 것 같아요. 이제 한국에서는 아이돌이 정말 많이 나오고 루키들도 많이 나오고 하는데 이제 글로벌 시장에서 좀 이렇게 승부할 수 있는 그런 그룹들이 이제 계속 나오지 않을까.
Here we learn kind of like basic skills, and about the industry we learn how to sing, we train our vocals, we also learn how to dance. Currently we're learning the choreography to Lisa's Money. We also have a production class, and then we also have a Korean language and culture class that kind of gives us also the basics of the Korean language. I think I'm pretty open, but SM in particular I do really like. I think they're really able to perfect their artists. Like every time I hear their songs, I think their vocals are just very refined compared to other labels. So this quarter has been a little tough. I'm lucky that most of my courses offer like a recorded option. If I'm driving from UCLA, it can take up to 2 hours. I guess one thing I just really like about training is just the support from the staff here, the coaches here, and also all the trainees around me. They're all really nice and supportive, and they really encourage me.
So you guys, you and fiercely want to come to the viral.
Yes.
Yes. So that's why you're here.
Yes, I think the difference with K-pop is that they take it to the next level. You look at the American industry, people take years and years and years to release an album. Rihanna, for example, she hasn't released an album in like, what, 8 years? Totally fine, love her music, still love her, stand her to death. But you look at K-pop idols, and they're constantly, you know, the ones that I look up to, especially 17, for example, they're producing their music, they're giving us content constantly, they're able to connect with fans in a way that that is really genuine because they're making that effort to connect with fans.
Somewhat it's like engaging.
Yes, definitely. They're super engaged. Like they definitely keep us in mind when they make their music.
Well, for me personally, I've never had so much one-on-one experience, like the private lessons.
Yeah.
It's always in a group setting, so you don't get as much attention and like personalized comments.
Right.
Sometimes you can kind of blend in if you have a way to do and blend in with the crowd and stuff. But here it's like no, like they will point you out in the best way possible. Constructive criticism.
Both singing and dancing to Lisa's one right now.
Yes,
And it's very challenging.
singing, dancing, and giving performance. You know how it is.
Attitude, confidence,
Attitude.
making sure you don't bore anybody.
Yes, just like a K-pop idol, definitely.
We are the two that actually spend the most time here, I think.
Yes.
Right?
We're always
In
here.
detail.
I get here really early. I get here like 9:30 or 10. I work a full-time job actually, and it's remote. And I'll do the rest of my work like here before our classes start. Tuesdays we have vocal lessons. On Thursdays it's groups for dance, and then on Wednesdays we have private lessons, and then on Mondays it's our production class and Hong Kong.
They are coming up very
They're
soon.
coming up soon.
So while I was in Korea, I think I auditioned for 9 or 10 companies, and they were all either private auditions, like in person, or we would go to the company building. But going overseas to Korea and seeing how many younger, more talented, fluent in Korean candidates there are, it was definitely, that's what I meant by eye-opening. Over there, it was just, we give you the opportunity, you do what you can with it.
Go for fake life.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about all the names in my head now. I like to watch everybody because everyone has somebody to offer, you know? Like, I've always looked up to Monsta X for their stage presence. They just, you do. Changha is a big inspiration. I love watching her dance, and I would love to be able to like even do half of what she does.
Growing your confidence, like you 100% can
I
do
just
so
like
much.
people. I like teams.
Dude, she likes working in teams.
I like
She really
working
does.
with teams so we can cover each other's weaknesses.
Monsta X was the very first K-pop group I've ever heard, and they really pulled me out of like a really dark place in my life. So love them. 17 is my biggest inspiration for a group. I really look up to Mamamoo for their vocals. Akwasa is my favorite solo artist from my